If you're one of my Imagine Moore listeners, you're about to meet a young entrepreneur with a powerful story. And if you're joining us from the FillDaGap Podcast, welcome to our show. Joining me today is CJ Tillman, host of the podcast FillDaGap. CJ grew up in Richmond County, North Carolina, and went on to play football at Campbell University, where he became a freshman All-American and all-conference defensive player and team captain. As a freshman.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He was also in the running for the Jerry Rice Award for Best Freshman in the FCS, finishing just behind Shedeur Sanders. What does that mean, CJ?
So FCS is FBS is like the North Carolinas, the Tennessees, the Georgia. That's the FBS. So FCS is like the smaller schools. So A&T, Campbell's where I went to school. Jackson State is where Shedeur and Travis Hunter went. That's where Deion Sanders went and coached. So that's the FCS league. So it's basically the best freshman of that league. That's where I was in the finals for.
Wow. And then a torn ACL ended your senior football season and changed the direction of his NFL dreams. Shortly after that, he experienced the loss of his grandmother, someone who meant a great deal to him. That season of injury, grief, and reflection led CJ to begin creating motivational videos, encouraging others to believe they could become more than they imagined. Today, CJ works with Verizon, runs a business helping others build their personal brands through podcasting. I want you to explain that later. And hosts the FillDaGap Podcast, inspiring people to bridge the space between where they are and where they want to be. CJ, welcome to the podcast.
That was really good. That's part of the best intro that anyone's ever had.
Oh,
that was really good. That was really good.
Thank you. I met CJ at Kiwanis, and when he said that he did the podcast, I thought, oh my gosh, what if we both did our podcast at the same time?
Yeah.
And you were totally down with it, so I'm so glad that you decided yes, that you wanted to do that.
No, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Tom. Before I met you, before we went to that place, he said nobody's around here that's really doing a podcast, but he mentioned you. He said she's the only one that's really doing the podcast. I'm like, this is perfect. Like, this is perfect. Are you from here?
I am not. I'm from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
So what got you to North Carolina?
Fort Bragg.
Military?
Yeah, well, so what my teaching career, why I was get to go overseas, was because I worked for the Department of Defense. So I taught military kids, so the families that were overseas with their military member. That's who I taught.
Dang.
And so when I was overseas, then Fort Bragg, I got a job at Fort Bragg. So that's what brought me here.
Wow.
So, CJ, you were on a path towards professional football when life suddenly changed. What was that moment like when you realized your football journey might not go the way you planned?
Man. It seemed like the world literally ended for me. You know, because you think about something I've been doing since I was maybe 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and made it through successfully, like a good high school career. Then went on to play college. Like, I don't know. The last year, the time it was a game. It was 2 games before I could even use because I never redshirted because I played when I was a freshman. So it was 2 games after I could even use my medical red shirt. So I couldn't use my medical red shirt or a red shirt because it was 2 games after. So it just seems like it was literally out of my control.
Just like slapped you in the face.
Slapped me in the face, like knocked me right on the ground, you know, and yeah, it's just life. I feel like, and now I can look back at it and it's so tiny now because it's just in the past now.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it just seems so big and so detrimental to my life because it's like, what am I going to do now? You know, like something that, and I said this in one of my videos before. It's like all the accolades, all the big hits, all the accomplishments I had, like seemed really good, and I loved them. But in that moment, it didn't seem good anymore. Like it didn't. I loved the game so much, but the game didn't love me back. It felt like.
Yeah.
You know? And that was just really hard for me to deal with, and I'm pretty sure it's hard for anybody to deal with. You know?
Oh yeah, my grandson has a similar. He didn't tear his ALS, but he is a soccer player, and that's all he wanted to do. You know, soccer, and he got into college and played soccer, and you know, it just didn't end up well. Horrible coach, and you know everything, and he was just devastated as well. I mean, how do you come out of something like that?
You get up and you put your shoes on, and you put your clothes on, and you just go through life.
Every day,
every day. And I think where the battle ends is when you give up. When you give up on life, that's where it ends. So it's never a loss because you get another chance at life. You know, I feel like that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate success bar that you can just measure success on. Like, does it stop? Or does it keep going?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have breath in your body? Can you walk? Are you able? You know,
Right.
a lot of people's not able, and they're still making opportunities for themselves. So I feel just to let that one thing hinder you and let that define you. That's when you lose. Like,
yeah, that's good advice, CJ. That's good advice for anyone. So, what helped you push through the injury, the loss of your grandmother at the same time, and the depression that followed?
Yeah, I mean, man, like just that time. Like I remember that time. Campbell. Anybody who's been to Campbell knows this is small school. There's nobody there, and at this time it was like holidays and something like that. And I just tore my ACL, like so. I'm fresh off recovering. So I had to go back to school because if you miss a certain days in school, they'll fail you. So I had to, like literally 2 days after I had my ACL surgery, I was in class with my leg up, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it got so bad that I had to, like the people had to come see me, like, he can't come to class. Like I was in so much pain, like it was just uncomfortable. So I was just sitting in my dorm, I was sitting in my apartment just by myself, you know. And my parents, they would come see me and stuff like that. But at that time, like I was really down bad. I was just mentally just out of everything, you know? And my parents, they would come see me like, are you alright? Like, I was like, I'll tell them yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even though like I was holding back so much, but I know my parents care for me, and I just couldn't just let them, just give them more on their plate, you know? Even though I know they can take it, but I just couldn't at that time. So, what was your question? You said, how do you get through that?
Yeah, how'd you get through it?
So at that time, I was sitting there, then I had to go back home because my grandma was in the hospital, and man, that really was the gut punch. Like, just on top of everything else, I'm not knowing what I'm going to do in life. Like, and my grandma was dying, you know, and it was really painful to watch my mother deal with that, you know. And as such a strong woman, just seems like life really just tear her apart, you know. And no matter what I was going through, how bad it seemed to me, like my mom, she's going through so much far worse than what I could have ever felt. So just being there, like that kind of brought our family together a little bit, like at that time. So I feel like that kind of helped me a lot. Just, you know, so making sure like my mom's straight, my sister, my family was okay. You know, so that kind of helped. But I mean, God, He saved me, like in that time when I was dealing with my ACL. Like he really, because I didn't nobody could help me. Like nobody physically on this earth could help me at that time, like get through what I was getting through. Like, and that's what made it even worse, because it's like I'm alone now. Like my coach, people will reach out to me and stuff like that because they know it's bad. But they're just reaching out. It doesn't really do anything, because after you reach out, after you conversate, now I gotta go back to.
Well, it's inside.
Exactly.
You've got to change it from inside.
So I mean, God is really answering.
That's the answer. That's what got you through it. Definitely. You prayed.
I remember one time vividly. It was a Sunday, and I was watching church one day on my ACL. Recovered from my ACL. I remember I was watching church and from my apartment, and something like I was so tired of feeling depressed. I was just so tired of feeling sad. I just got down on my knees and I literally asked God, like, whatever you want me to do, like, I'll do it. Like, I just want to be more. I just want to become more. I just kept saying, I want to be more. I want to be more. I want to be more. Because it felt like football, even though it was so good to me, like, if after it ended, it seemed like, dang, is that all I am now? Or is that all I'm good for? You know? And I just tell God, I just want to be more. Man, that's kind of what created the podcast is like people who want to become more.
Yeah.
You can be more, you know?
Yeah.
And so.
That's right. Do you miss it at all? Football?
Oh yes, for sure.
Do you?
I don't miss the pain of it though. Like
no.
I'm definitely feeling the big hits, the tackles, like because I was a linebacker, so I tackled people. So and I played kind of crazy. So,
Yeah.
so but I'm feeling that though now. Like I have to stretch extra. Like I'm aching.
Well, you're a big guy.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I do miss it though, really.
So your message today is about filling the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Where did that idea come from?
Oh, man. Filling the gap is, I feel like a lot of people don't know where they're really going. They're just going somewhere.
Yeah.
So what Fill the Gap brings in, it fills the space between, like, if you don't know where to go, okay, come here. We'll fill the gap between where you are now and where you want to go.
Yeah.
So people who's inspiring to be business owners, like, if you don't know what a business owner is, have Rose Young here to tell you how to be a business owner. Yeah, because she did it to herself. I mean, she did it for herself, you know?
Right.
So people can come to my page and get information from people like you, successful people who's been where we want to go. So that's kind of filling the gap between people who don't know where they are and where they want to go.
That's very similar to why I have the Imagine Moore podcast, CJ, because I always want business owners or, aspiring entrepreneurs listening. Oh, wow, they did it. Well, how did they do it?
Right.
Well, what problems did they run into and how they solved those problems?
Right.
And ask those questions and hope that maybe that might inspire and motivate somebody and jump right in,
What inspired you to build your Imagine Moore podcast?
Well, so when I got here, I noticed, the first thing I noticed, and I always say this, CJ, is how the local people of Moore County really gather around each other and build the community, the entrepreneurs, the local businesses, shop local, eat at the local restaurants. That's huge here.
Yeah.
And I really love that, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so I kind of started event planning with business. I didn't want to do like weddings and all of that. I wanted to do business events. And I got kind of involved in the business community, and then it's like, well, how can we get these stories out? Because I'd ask somebody, CJ, do you know so-and-so, such and such? And no, I don't know. Well, they're doing great things. Why don't you know?
Yeah.
So I thought, well, let's do a podcast. And then I met Billy Martz. He does more breaking news on Facebook. He's got like 30,000 followers.
Wow.
He's great. And I said, Billy, I think I want to do a podcast. And he was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then he started telling me all this stuff that I need to be doing. So that's how I started. Yeah.
And what would you tell yourself from the first time you started and between now? Like if you was to tell if you go back in time to your past self and you was kind of probably contemplating what do I do?
Yeah.
This is overwhelming. Like what would you tell that person?
Well, it is overwhelming to get started on something new, as you know. I would tell myself to quit waiting so long. To quit procrastinating and just step in and do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to stay there. One of my podcast guests said to me that their mom, it was Judge Beth Tanner, her mom says to her, you're not a tree. You can move. If something's not working, do it a different way. Change, move, fix it around. So I would say jump in.
Yeah.
Jump in, and it's okay. Like you told me when I said, I'm scared to do a video because I always do audio.
Yeah.
Don't you edit? Do you edit? And you're like, no, it's a real person. Just do it.
Right. Just jump in the water.
Just jump in the water.
Hey, that's probably the best advice for anything, honestly.
That's right.
Learning anything is...
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think you should keep learning, keep pushing yourself to where you're going to go. What made you decide to start sharing your message publicly?
After that story, when I maybe it was right after I got on my knees and asked God if I
Really?
Really? I think right after that, because during that time my TikTok had got hacked. I lost my TikTok, my main one I was using. So I created a new one called Daily Montana.
Okay.
And what I started was I just told people in my first video, I'm like, hey, I'm going on this journey. I want to be motivational. I want to inspire people. And from that, like every day I was just posting like just something motivational, something to help somebody else. Like, and it was particularly what I was going through, but maybe somebody else was going through the same thing. Or maybe somebody else is kind of down and just needs some encouragement, So that's what I was doing every day. I was just posting.
So you were kind of healing yourself,
right,
and helping others at the same time.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you heal yourself, is to help others, isn't it?
It is.
Going through the same thing that you're going through.
Somebody said, I think Myron Gordon, just somebody that I watch, he said the best way to help yourself is to help somebody else. So he was speaking kind of financially, like your people can't get over the financial hump because they're so worried about their finances.
Right.
But what if you hyper focus on somebody else's financial problem and help their financial problem?
Yeah.
You might can help yours as well. So
yeah,
it was just
That's
a different way of thinking.
Yeah, that's true. So you say that before you started your podcast, you were helping people define their brand through podcasting. Explain to me what that means.
So what is a personal brand?
Right.
A personal brand is your podcast. Like that's your personal brand. Like you created something and it kind of identifies you.
Okay.
And if you think about businesses like Griffin Nissan, their personal brand is Nissan cars.
Right.
So that's their personal brand. So I feel like if people really locked in on their personal brand, like their lives would be so much better, right? So personal branding through podcasting. So I feel FillDaGap for my personal brand is motivating others through their personal brand. So here I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. So the best way I can explain it is like my podcast. My personal brand through podcasting is teaching people how to do podcasting.
Okay. So you teach people how to do podcasts.
Right, yeah. So
all right.
You teach people how to do podcasts, but okay, how do you do that? What does that look like?
Right.
So for example, how you said, I'm so scared to do podcasts. I'm like, no, this is your brand. This is your personal brand.
Yeah.
This is you taking another step towards your personal brand. Because it's not necessarily for you, but it's for other people. Like how more trusting would it be not only hearing your voice, but seeing your face. Seeing your face with the voice, like for the other person.
You're so scary.
Yeah, for us it's scary though. For us it's scary, but for the other people that's watching, it kind of builds a sense of trust.
Yeah.
So when you do,
I see that.
Yeah. So when you do see them, it's personal brand. Like how can your personal brand is kind of limited when there's only audio. Even though a personal brand with audio can go so far because it's just communication,
Yeah, right.
Communication plus the visuals though, that just builds a sense of identity to personal brand.
Well, you're gonna have to teach me how to do all this video. You
Yeah.
should see a setup, you guys.
now it's probably complicated now because I've been just doing it so long. But like this is the easiest because it's like just setting up a camera doing something that you're always going to do.
So I think it's pretty funny that me, a baby boomer, has paper in front of me, and you, a young folk, has a telephone.
No, yeah, that is funny. That is funny.
So, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So should I read you your bio?
Sure.
All right. So I have a bio for Miss Rose Young.
Okay.
She had a great bio for me. I don't know if mine's going to be as good as hers. But a quick bio for Rose Young. She is an educator, an entrepreneur, and a community builder with a passion for helping people see what's possible in their lives and businesses. She spent 35 years in education, teaching students from preschool through 1st to 12th grade, while traveling the world through the Department of Defense education activity, including time in Japan and Germany. I can't say those two cities.
Okinawa, Japan.
Okay.
And did I say Kaiserslautern, Germany?
Yes, that's what it was. She spent time there. How was that?
Really cool.
Really?
I mean, really cool. We were 6 years in Okinawa, Japan. It was our first overseas. They called me like on Friday and said, we have a job as a choir teacher / drama teacher at a middle school in Okinawa, Japan, on Kadena Air Base. You need to tell me by Monday morning at 8 o'clock. This was Friday afternoon.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I didn't even know where Okinawa was.
Yeah.
And at that time, there wasn't, the internet where you could go look it up like that. I had to go to the library and check out a book. So that was insane. And then Kaisler in Germany, we were there for 14 years.
Really? Which one did you like better?
Oh gosh, they were, so different. That just, of course when you're in Europe, you're in Europe.
Right.
So you get to travel and drive, and we were 30 minutes from the French border, so we could drive down there and go get some baguettes and cheese and wine, 30 minutes. And we were 5 hours from Berlin and 5 hours from Amsterdam and 5 hours from Paris, so we were very centrally located.
Wow.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So, but Okinawa was equally as cool. I mean, it was just so different.
Wow.
So I couldn't read the words, all the signs and kanji. I learned some, enough to get around, but my children, especially the youngest daughter, Patsy, she was 4 years old when we moved to Okinawa.
Oh.
And so she picked it up just like that.
Wow.
We called it Patsy-lish, because it was a mix between English and Japanese, right? And she would just run out the door and go play with the neighborhood kids and blah, 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 blah. They'd just talk and play and talk and play.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah.
After retiring from teaching, she stepped into entrepreneurship and founded Imagine Moore Events, helping organizations bring impactful events to life. She also created More Biz Spots, a platform that connects people with offices, studios, and event spaces available for short-term rental in Moore County. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, so More Biz Spots, it started with, there's really no business spaces for people who want to have a day conference or maybe rent an office for a week. Maybe I work from home and I want to meet some clients, and so I'm going to come in and rent an office for that day and I'm going to meet my clients there, things like that. And so we found a place and we opened it up called More Biz Spots, and that's what we would do. We would rent it to people who needed temporary business spaces, is basically what it was. And then I'm presently I've got this idea. It's not 100% into fruition yet, but I have Nick working on it from Rima Web Design, and what he's doing is like an Airbnb for business. So instead of renting, a condo for the weekend, you can come on and rent an office space for a week. And so anybody in the area can put their business space up for free and put the description just like Airbnb, and then people will go to my website and say, okay, I need an office. Look, here's one in Carthage, here's one in Robbins, here's one in Pinehurst. Sign up for it, do. That's it. So that's my idea,
really
CJ. That's my idea.
Yeah, that's
so
really good.
we're working on it. That hasn't quite come together yet, but we're working on it.
No, that's something that people need, and some people nobody's doing that really.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good.
That's one of those jump in kind of things.
Yeah.
I've been holding off. I've been, nervous about it, but it's one of those jumping in things.
No, that sounds really good. That sounds like you really.
Cool.
Really. She's also the host of the Imagine Moore Podcast, as we talked about, where she highlights local leaders and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their community. Today's guest is someone who believes it's never too late to start something new and imagine more for your life. Please welcome Rose Young.
Thank you. No, I thought that was very good. You did a good job.
Thank you. And I have a question for you. You lived and worked in places like Japan and Germany. How did those experiences shape the way you see the community and creativity today?
Well, so I think that, I was born and raised in Arkansas, right? Went to college 3 hours away. Always in Arkansas, right there. In just that small world, And I think that moving overseas just really opened my world. Because especially when you move to Japan and you see it's so different, everything's so different. The food's different, the culture is way different. And I just had the best time, getting in the middle of it and learning about the culture and meeting the Okinawan people who are the most friendly people loving, welcoming people. And I did a taiko group, which taiko's a drum. I have a big drum I'll show you before you leave. And I joined the taiko group, and I was one American. I was the only adult. It was a bunch of teenagers, and another American who had gotten me in there. She was also a teenager, Barbara. And we traveled over Okinawa playing the taiko, and then after our performance, we would sit together and eat and talk, and it was just really cool for me and the kids. You know, my kids growing up, they grew up overseas.
Yeah.
And Mark, and we always laughed about Japan is that the more sake and, you know, Orion beer that the adults drank, not the kids, the adults drank, the easier it was for us to understand each other.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I think that really, you know, it made me realize that community isn't just your neighbor, you know, and downtown. That everybody has all these different things going on and these different cultures. And Germany, I got in the opera theater house, and I did opera for 10 years.
Wow. In Germany?
In Germany.
Wow.
I was in the A Corps, which was the extra choir. And I got to join, you know, singing on stage with all these professional European singers, opera singers. I was the background, of course, but you know, that just really made me realize that music, communication, and community is what it's all about.
Yeah. And I feel like if people will understand how big communication is, like it could change your life, literally.
I totally agree with you. I mean, the Germans were kind of funny because they wanted you to speak German. Yeah. And I didn't speak German very well, you know. So they would kind of help me a little bit, but they would make me try first before they spoke back to me in English. Wow. You know.
Oh, that's really good.
So it really was life-changing for me and the kids, for sure.
That's really good. Would you ever go back?
You know, I don't like to fly, CJ.
You don't like to fly?
I don't.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. You know, I just, when I get an upset stomach, I get dizzy, I don't know. Yeah. So I had to take Dramamine to get on an airplane. And, you know, Japan, 36 hours. That is how quick you can get there. Now, yes, that's flying from Little Rock, Arkansas to Okinawa, Japan. So you had, you know, what are those called? Layovers. Yeah. So you might have 3 hours layover here, 4 hours layover there. But that's hard. Yeah, so that's as quick as you can get there. Wow. And then Germany wasn't as bad. It was about a 12-hour trip, I guess. On an airplane.
Wow.
In the seat.
Yeah.
And not in first class.
Oh, that's funny.
So, but I would love to go back to see Okinawa again. I really would.
Yeah. And
see how it's changed. And of course, I mean, I loved being in Europe. So I would absolutely love to go back and travel, but I would want to stay there for a while. Not like a week. Oh, you know, like a month. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. What's some nice things to do out there?
Okay, well, you know, there's just so much nice things to do, CJ. Yeah. When and each country is different and has things that they highlight. You know, like in France, the cheese and the bread and I tell you what's probably across Europe is the architecture. I mean, it's so much older than things that we have here. Right. And, you know, I mean, that I would say across the board is the coolest thing. The churches, the chapels, the cathedrals, all of that, going in and looking at the cities. They're so much older, you know, and it's really amazing. And the food. You know, I've lost weight since I came. I lost about 60 pounds when I moved back because the food was so good in Europe. Wow. And so it was just, the cheeses, the sauces, the wine.
Yeah. Now, I've heard the food is really good over there.
It really is. And like I said, you know, you can it's like going from state to state, going from country to country. You know, and there's something different for you in every single place.
Wow. Wow. Your podcast highlights people doing great things. Why do you think telling like local stories or building a community is so important?
Well, you know, I wouldn't have known that you were doing FillDaGap Podcast or that you were a football player and your story had I not have met you and asked you to come on my podcast, right?
Right.
So, I mean, my neighbor might be doing wonderful things that my down the street neighbor has no idea.
Right.
So I think that what inspired me was to see how our community is so supportive of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I mean, local business owners and entrepreneurs. And I wanted to get that story out because there's so many people around here that are doing such great things.
Yeah.
We really live in a really cool area,
We do.
Jay.
We really do.
What brought you here from Richmond?
Well, I'm from Richmond County, so
Yeah.
it's just the next county over for me. Like,
You know what? I was thinking Richmond, Virginia. It's
Oh,
not
no.
Richmond, Virginia. It's Richmond County, which is where?
it's like 20 minutes away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's 20 minutes
Okay.
away, Richmond County.
Okay, what's
Rockingham.
it?
Rockingham.
Rockingham.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rockingham.
okay.
Yeah, I say Richmond County. People always give me the Virginia, Richmond County. But
That's what I was
forgetting.
thinking. That's what came to my head.
Yeah, but
Richmond.
Rockingham. So yeah, I'm originally from this area.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do you still live up in Rockingham and just drive down here? Or do you live
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here?
Mhm.
You do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rockingham's growing, isn't it?
I hope I'm not sure.
It's not?
I'm not sure, and it's I think because seeing it from Southern Pines' point of view
Yeah.
and Rockingham's point of view is just like it's night and day, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Rockingham will ever get to Southern Pines' point. Maybe not soon, but hopefully they get to that point.
Yeah. Well, the way we're growing, this just going to keep growing out,
Right.
keep growing out, keep growing out.
Amazon's coming to Ellerbe. I don't know when. I think they're still coming.
You mean like a big warehouse or
Yeah,
something?
like a big AI warehouse. That's coming to Ellerbe. So hopefully when that gets here, that kind of really.
Well, that'll
grows.
bring jobs.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to go to now?
Well, I have some reflection questions we
Okay,
can talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Okay. So what advice would you give someone listening right now who feels stuck in life?
Wow.
You were stuck in life.
Yeah, definitely. I would say to someone who's stuck in life, you're not really as stuck as you think you are.
You're not stuck.
You're not really as stuck as you think you are. I think once you know that, you'll be like, oh, I can kind of move around, or
Yeah.
I can go talk to this lady over here. I can go talk to this man over here. Like, you're not really stuck. Like we're not really stuck. We just paint the picture that we're stuck in our heads and we don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's kind of what depression is. Like you just contemplating and thinking about all the negative things in your life. So I mean, what do you get from doing that?
More depressed.
More depressed.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like just it's the battle up here, like the battle in your mind. Nothing, we can't control anything that happens in this world. Anything that happens to us, like we can't really control it.
That's not.
But we can control what we can respond to it. How we see things, like
Yeah.
we can control that. So if you feel like you're stuck in life, ask yourself, am I really stuck? Am I really? Is it really as bad as it seems? I promise you, it's way worse somewhere else.
I mean, what's one step that I can do to try and dig myself out?
Mm-hmm.
What's just one thing I can step up and do? And maybe it's just going out to lunch with someone, and talking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's what about if you're depressed and you can't get out of your head, talking to a therapist or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Do you think?
No, I don't think. I actually think talking gets it out.
Right.
Like talking, when you talk, it's kind of another form of releasing. Almost,
Yeah.
So if I'm able to communicate something, it's like, dang, you can kind of see it differently than it's in your head.
Yeah.
When it's in your head, you're kind of thinking so many things and creating so many thoughts, but it's just stuck there.
Yeah.
But if I speak and if I say something, like if I'm telling you like I'm really having a bad day, okay, you're probably gonna say to me like, why are you having a bad day?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna
exactly.
think about, why am I having a bad day?
Yeah.
because somebody cut me off on the side of the road. Like, I'm having a terrible day because somebody cut me off the side of the road.
Yeah, right.
So,
and that does bring people down.
Yeah,
you know?
it does.
You
But
know?
when you say that, it kind of seems like...
It seems silly, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. And so it's talking about it it really does help. Like, it really does help.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Okay, let's see. If someone wants to grow personally or professionally, but doesn't know where to start, what is the first step to fill in that gap?
Nah, that's really good. I would say is starting what you know, or starting with who you know.
Okay.
You know? And if somebody says, I don't know anybody, so I'm gonna kill that for now.
Okay.
Find the people.
Yeah.
Go out and find somebody that looks professional. Go out and find somebody that has a nice car. Go out and find somebody who's dressed in a suit and tie. Success leaves tracks. Success leaves tracks that you can follow. You know, so I mean, for Tom example, Tom is a bad example because you can look at him and be like, is he really successful? Like he's not the type that's going to really show it.
Everything Tom touches turns to gold.
Yeah. Yeah, but for example, like me, like I used to detail at this dealership when I was in high school and stuff like that, and I knew the owner really good. I played football with his son, and our relationship was so good that when I graduated, crazy enough, when I was in the hospital with my grandma, he had called me and he said, "Man, come sell cars." I've never sold cars and I never sold anything like that.
I bet you were good at that though. Were you good at it?
I think I was all right. You know, the two guys that were there, they was really good, so it was like I had good people to lean to, look to. But I mean, there's 8 billion people on this earth. Like, you tell me you don't know one successful person that you can just say hey to?
Yeah, exactly.
Or there's not one person that's gone where you've been and you can't ask them for what should I do? You know, like God put us here by ourselves, but He didn't put it here for ourselves. You know.
I love that. Did you make that up? That's good.
But I mean, people like if people say, "Well, I'm an introvert, I don't like talking to people," well, that might be your problem.
Right.
That might be your problem that you don't like the next person next to you, or it might be that you need to look at yourself like, okay, what am I? Am I blocking my blessings? Like, am I putting cement on my feet, causing myself to be stuck? You know, 9 times 10, that's probably what it is. Like,
that makes a lot of sense.
We want to put the blame on so many other things instead of taking accountability for ourselves.
That's right.
You know, and I feel like if we started with that, like, okay, what can I do?
How old are you, CJ?
I just turned 23.
You're pretty wise for a 23-year-old.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You're like an old soul.
I guess so. I like butter pecan. People say I'm kind of old for liking butter pecan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I like what you said about find somebody that is successful or find somebody doing what you want to do and then take that step to go and talk to them. Definitely. And it's sad that it's that simple, but it's overlooked so much. That it's undervalued so much that how me just talking to you can get me to point A to point B. Or you just not being so insecure about yourself, like, man, I'm gonna go talk to this lady. Like prime example, like I couldn't get a haircut this morning. I couldn't get a haircut. I wanted to get a haircut because I wanted to look nice, but it's like, am I gonna really be so full? Am I really gonna be like, hey, let's reschedule? Like, I didn't get a haircut. Oh, no.
Am I really gonna do that though? Like, am I really gonna do that because I didn't get a haircut because I'm so insecure about myself? Like, am I really gonna do that? Like,
that's smart.
But like, that's just the type of mentality that you gotta have with everything, because everything is a microcosm of itself. So if I'm insecure about myself, like I'm gonna be insecure. I'm not gonna have confidence somewhere else. You know, so that's gonna deteriorate me from other things in life. So it's just everything is a microcosm of itself. Like how you do anything is how you do everything. You know,
how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, Mark Spellman. I got that from Mark Spellman.
Okay,
that was my strength.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he said every day he will say how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So if I I keep going back to my examples, but if I tell myself I'm going to do 100 push-ups before I get in bed, and if I do 90, and I'm shortcut myself, I'm probably gonna shortcut myself in my job. Or I'm probably going to shortcut myself with my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. You know, so I can't expect outcome here and think it'll be different there.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be inconsistent here and be consistent there. Like that doesn't matter. Like that doesn't make sense. So like how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I'm consistent with every little thing, I'm gonna be consistent with everything else. You know, if I'm inconsistent with everything, I might be inconsistent with everything else. You know.
Yeah, and I love how you said, you know, step one, take accountability for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, you're pouring that cement on your own feet.
Yeah.
You know, and then blaming the world circumstances. Yeah. You know, oh, the world, what's going on in the world? Oh, no, you know.
We can't control the world. All we can control is us, though.
That's right.
All we can control is what you do.
That's great. Okay. When you look ahead 5 or 10 years, what do you hope FillDaGap becomes?
These are great questions.
5 or 10 years, 23. So let's see, when you're 33, look ahead to you're 33 years old. What are you thinking?
Wow. I'm thinking FillDaGap, it would be a big enterprise for people to come and collaborate with, to help people get out of that in, how do I say this? I want FillDaGap to be like Amazon.
Like Amazon.
Like Amazon, like
okay.
People go to the website, people can go online, and people can get from point A to point B. That gap they don't know, they can come to FillDaGap, and we have the gap, whatever gap that you need.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's kind of what I see. But for the entire world, though, you know, because I feel like the entire world.
International.
International.
FillDaGap International.
Yeah.
Fill the international gap.
You fill the international gap. Yeah. That's gonna be our slogan.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what about you? What do you see your?
Well, you know, I'm 65.
Yeah.
So 10 years I'll be 75. Yeah. So, you know, I hope that I'm retired and living close to my children and grandchildren and having Sunday dinners and inspiring and trying to support people like you.
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's really good. And it's just so crazy to me, like I started this for me. I'm going on like 2 years of my podcasting video.
Me too.
Really?
Season 2.
But it's so crazy, like what 1 year or what 2 years could produce.
I've learned so much. You too?
Yes, so much. I mean, I've met so many people.
Yeah.
You know, just from setting up a camera, like when I wasn't making any money from this, like people were probably looking like, why are you doing this? Or why are you?
No, I don't make any money either.
But us doing this, it gives us the opportunity for that to happen. You know, compared to if we didn't, there's no opportunity for that. You know, like we're shooting our shot right now, and we might not make it right now, or we might not make it next shot, but.
Or it could be like we're shooting this way, and then fate, God turns us this way, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Follow that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, like you did.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think there's all work works. You know, there's profit in all labor. You know, so I feel like even though if you don't see the fruits now, like that's okay. That doesn't mean you're not doing the right thing.
Right.
Like I said before, like everything is a microcosm of itself.
Uh-huh.
The farmer, when he plants a seed, he doesn't get the apple next week.
Yeah, and maybe not even this year.
Maybe not even this year. But when that tree comes, he knows he has his fruit.
Yeah, that's great.
But he keeps planting though. He keeps working. Like he's forever working. So I kind of see like this is just forever working, and the fruits they'll come. But I'm not attached to the fruit. Like I'm just attached to plant the seed. You know?
That's right. So I see your name in lights, CJ. CJ Tillman. FillDaGap.
Yeah, that's
I really do. All right, so I always do on my podcast a quick fire round where I just throw questions out and you got to answer them real quick.
Okay.
Not long answers, just quick things. And you might have already told us one. First thing that comes to mind. Favorite motivational quote.
Favorite motivational quote. Man. All right, favorite motivational quote. And I don't think this is a motivational quote, but just in case you can quote it. It says, my brethren, count on all joy when you fall into various trials. Knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Knowing that No, let me start over.
Okay.
sorry, let me start over.
Okay.
My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be complete and lacking nothing. And if you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberty and without reproach. But let that man not have wavering faith. For if he wavers in his faith, he's like a sea tossed and driven from the sea. Let that man suppose he will receive anything from God. So what all that kind of say is, like, anytime you're going through tough times, like, count it all joy. Like, be happy that you have tough times to count. You know?
I love that. That was impressive.
Yeah, like, count it all joy. Count everything all joy. And if it's working on you. You know, like, just because you're working on something that's not working for you doesn't mean it's not working. It's just not working for you.
That's right.
But you got to keep working on it for it to work for you. You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the best motivational quote.
Yeah, I can't believe you just pulled that right out of a hat. Like that. I would have never remembered all that. So, best advice a coach ever gave you?
The best advice a coach ever gave me. Being consistent.
Being consistent.
Coach Harris, I mean.
That's huge.
Coach Harris, he really digged that in. I remember he brought the linebackers to his house one time, and we painted, and he says, "What's one word that you want to work on about yourself?" Even before that, like, he was telling me, he'll get on me about practice, like, bro, like, if you want to be, you're good, but you're not good all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of stuck with me. It was like, dang, like, people know that I'm good, but I'm not good every single time. So it was like being consistent, like that I'd rather have consistency over sporadic greatness. You know? So, like, I'd rather be consistently good than sporadically great here and there. So that's probably the best advice he's given me, because I can take that through life. Like,
absolutely.
Like, I want to be consistent in my relationship. Like, I want to be consistently good. Like, I don't want to just be sporadically great. Like, you know, like, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Are you an available bachelor, or are you already taken?
No, I'm already taken.
Oh, ladies.
No, I'm not married. I'm not married.
You're a good catch.
Yeah.
Okay. Podcast or music while driving?
Podcast.
Me too. I always listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
and try and learn, you know, oh, this one's doing this. I like this. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And to that point, I know this is supposed to be a quick round, but to that point, like, when listening, like, think about the times that we drive to somewhere. Maybe, let's say, average 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Usually
average
20 minutes.
That could be 20 minutes of learning. Something
right.
that you
can learn something new.
And I drive all the time. So, like, think of hours of audiobooks of you reading. Instead of you just listening to music. And don't get me wrong, music is good. I do listen to music.
Right.
I love music. But I feel like what you're consuming is so vital to our growth. Because if we're just consuming things that's not really helping us, then we just wasted whatever time we did.
That time in the car for 20 minutes, that's a great time where, you know, you can learn something.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I listen to audiobooks too. Right now I'm listening to one called The Laws of Human Nature. Very interesting. It kind of takes, like, you know, people that you know, like, you know, Richard Nixon, the president that got in so much trouble, and talks about how that happened, and you know, it's really cool. All right, anyway, keep going. Okay, let's see. What does success look like to you?
Wow. What does success look like to me? Success looks like to me is deploying myself in my purpose, developing my purpose. No, I said it wrong.
Okay.
It's developing my purpose and deploying my purpose to the world, so I can help other people. That's what success looks like to me.
How important is purpose, CJ?
Purpose is very important. If you don't have purpose, then you're just going through life aimlessly.
And how do you find that purpose? How'd you find that purpose at 23?
You gotta ask God. So long through my football career, like, I've done what I wanted to do. I've only done what I want to do. Like, I wanted to play football, which I do think I was supposed to go to college to play football. And
yes, absolutely.
I was good at it for a reason, you know. But I do think it got to that point. It's like I asked myself, like, I've never asked God, like, what He wanted me to do, you know. And He's given me this life, so it's like, did you ask God what you wanted to do? Like, maybe life wouldn't be hard if you asked God for guidance, for purpose,
right?
You know. So I feel like ask God.
Yeah.
Right, like anybody listening, watching, ask God, like, what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
You know, like, he probably has way more better plans than I have for myself.
Oh, yeah.
So
one of my favorite quotes is, if you want, I don't remember who said it, but if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
Yeah, that's really funny.
So, all right, one word that describes your mindset right now.
Ooh. One word that describes my mindset right now?
Uh-huh.
Dedicated.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was thinking inspired.
Mm-hmm. That's yours?
No, you. It seems like that's what I am inspired. Well, I'm inspired by you, so yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so I have another tradition on my podcast, and I was telling you, get your phone out. So as a thank you to my guests for coming on the show, I write them a short jingle inspired by their story and what they do. So here's the jingle I wrote, CJ.
Y'all, this is really good. I'm gonna make sure my volume's up.
Level up, take a nap, close the distance, fill the gap, turn every setback set to fuel for the climb. CJ, tell me one voice at a time.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm on the radio. I'm gonna put this on the radio. That's really good. Here, I'll play it again. I don't know
okay.
Level up, take a nap, close the distance, fill the gap, turn every setback set to fuel for the climb. CJ, tell me one voice at a time.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank
good.
you. It's fun.
If y'all want a jingle, Rose Young, she's the best at it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That was really good.
Thank you. I had thought at one time that that's what I would do was be sell jingles.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I really
Yes,
did.
that's so good.
All right, so CJ, do you have anywhere else you want to go, or are you ready to close out?
Man, getting some knowledge from you, and then I guess this would be my last question.
Okay.
If you had to go back to your younger self, what advice would you give them?
You know, I think it took me a long time to think that I'm okay. You know, who I am is okay. So, you know, oh, you're too loud, you're too much, you're, you know, too, is what I always heard. Shh, quiet down, you're too loud. You know,
Yeah.
I'm loud, CJ. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And so I think that my advice to my younger self is that, you know, you're who you're supposed to be. You know, the gifts that God has given me are the gifts that I'm supposed to use. One of those is my voice, you know? And so sing out, speak out, be yourself, and believe in yourself. I would say, Rose, you know, you're just right the way you are.
Wow.
Just right. Just keep on going and learning and be authentic. It's the authenticity. Be yourself. And if somebody doesn't like you, or if someone says, you're too loud, you know, or you're too much, well, they're not your person.
Right.
You know, move on. That's what I would say.
That's really good. That's really good advice. Y'all, Rose Young, she's the best.
Oh.
This is probably the best interview I've probably had.
Oh, thank you.
This
I have
is
another
good.
idea for me and you to collaborate.
What is it?
You want to hear it online here? Oh, okay, all right, okay. So, what is it? Sit down with Rose and CJ. So we go somewhere public and we set up and we let just random people come sit down and chat with us for a minute. And then,
Where would we go?
I don't know. That's as far as my idea got.
That's something we're going to think about. We're going to think about that. That's
right. Okay.
That would be really good.
I kind of like that idea where people could come down, they could sit down with us for a few minutes and tell us what's on their mind.
Yeah, you can ask some questions.
Yeah.
You have the best questions. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, thank you.
You have the best questions.
School teacher.
No, but I appreciate this, and I appreciate everybody that's listening and everybody that's watching. Like,
Yes.
I love this. This is really good.
So now, if someone wants to be on FillDaGap Podcast, what do they do?
Well, you search up FillDaGap. You can follow me on Instagram. TikTok is Daily Montana. YouTube is FillDaGap. But if you wanted to be on the FillDaGap, go to my Instagram.
Write
DM
you a
me.
message on Instagram?
Yeah, DM me. I put my number, delete the script or stuff like that, but I'm reachable.
Okay.
You know, I'm looking for this, you know. And so
Right.
if you're looking for me, we can find each other. You know?
And who's a good fit for you?
What's that?
Like, what kind of guest are you looking for?
Anybody.
Anybody?
I'm open to anybody. Cause I'm open to anybody.
Okay.
You know, anybody can talk to somebody.
Okay.
You know, so anybody.
All right, good. And so we find you on TikTok. What'd you say your TikTok was?
Daily Montana.
Daily Montana. And then you're on Instagram for FillDaGap.
FillDaGap.
And on YouTube is FillDaGap.
FillDaGap.
That's where I went on.
YouTube?
After I met you, I went on YouTube and found you.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That's nice.
Yeah, and listen.
Do you have YouTube?
I do have YouTube. It's under Imagine Moore Events, actually. So
Imagine Moore Events.
I could probably use your young mind to help me out with my social media.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure.
We can make it somewhat easy for you.
I need that. I need that.
Yeah.
So, and then you can also, like, I have a Facebook, Imagine Moore. If you want to DM me there,
Okay.
you can DM me in there. And I'm looking for entrepreneurs, local business owners, people who want to talk about what they've been doing
Yeah. That's really good.
in Moore County.
Right.
So, all right.
I'll put all her stuff in the links. Might be on the screen somewhere.
Okay.
Your stuff, I'll get that from you. And yeah.
And you're going to be able to listen to this podcast on my platform and CJ's platform, which
It's gonna
I
be
think is
everywhere.
cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna be
that's super cool. This has been a great conversation, and I love the message behind FillDaGap.
Yeah.
FillDaGap. I always want to say FillDaGap. FillDaGap. I love the message behind that,
Thank you.
and I think that you're fabulous.
Thank you. I appreciate
CJ.
it
I
so
really
much.
do. I really do. Okay, so today I invite you to imagine this. Imagine recognizing that the gap in your life isn't something to fear.
Wow.
It's something to grow through. Imagine taking one step closer to the life you want. And as always, keep imagining more. Thank you.
That is so good. Oh my goodness. That is really
Thank
good.
you.